everyone, welcome back to my allotment diaries, or I'm in my garden today, so I guess my garden diaries maybe? My name is Emma. Thank you for joining my YouTube channel. I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button, which over 14,000 of you now have, and I'm just so thankful to every single one of you. I cannot believe that my channel has now got over 14,000 subscribers, and my Instagram, I'm about to hit 50,000 followers as well, which is just mind-blowing. So thank you so much if you have hit subscribe or follow on any of my social media or on here. You've just completely made my year, and I'm just so thankful to you, and I don't really say that enough, so thank you. I wasn't actually going to be back before the new year, but for some reason it's warm in the UK now. Look at me, I'm not wearing a coat and I'm in the garden. Literally 3 days ago the garden was covered in snow, and then it just suddenly started raining, and now I literally cannot believe it, but it's blue skies, it's sun, it feels so warm and lovely that I just want to get out in the garden. So I'm doing a bit of a clear up, a garden refresh today after the snow, because we had quite a heavy snowfall, so probably had about 3 or 4 inches of snow all over the lawn, all over everything to be honest. So I really wanted to get out here and just clear it up, sort it out, get some more bird feeders on the go for over the winter months, sort out a little bit of sowing as well. I've got a few seeds to start today, which again, very exciting because it's only December, but I just can't wait to get going. And I just thought I'd just bring you all with me, because why not? So here's a little cheeky vlog just before Christmas. It's probably going to be my last one before Christmas, but there we go, we weren't expecting one at all, were we? Right, we're going to start by clearing this area here. Now what I was doing, I'll just quickly show you actually, it'd be so much easier just to show you. So along my little paths here, not paths, what they called, my little flower beds either side, I used to have some wood, and the wood is over here. These are what I picked up. These are quite cheap from B&Q, and the problem with them is that they've started rotting, so you can see this one here, and falling apart. They're not very good. They're very cheap to buy and just whack in, but then they don't have very much life in them really, so they've all just had to come out because they're just falling apart. They're also slug and snail magnets as well, because they love the wood, the soft wood, and it gets really wet really quickly, and they just love hiding in there, which hasn't been good for my plants. So I ripped all of that out, and then what I've done is I've actually made my beds a little bit bigger. So I've just dug them out probably half a foot, something like that, and just made them a little bit wider. So you can probably see here that I've made my beds a little bit bigger, and obviously taking out the wood has meant that the grass now goes to the edge. I quite like that. I wouldn't mind getting some rocks and stones or something and putting it along, but I think it actually looks better without anything to sort of define the borders. But I've extended them probably by about a foot on both sides. And then I've got this lovely semicircle over here, and I planted a load of spring bulbs in there, so that should be really beautiful. And then just behind me here I have another semicircle, and I have some of these growing. I can't remember what they're called. They're not lupins, but they look like lupins. Foxgloves, that's what they are, they're foxgloves, and I got a great big pack last year from B&Q. I whacked them out, but they haven't died in the snow. Now I know that some types of foxgloves are annual and some are perennial. I think these are perennial ones, which is like an even better deal, because I think I got them in a sale. I think they were like 50p for like a pack of 6, and so I've got 3 here, which are still very much alive, making me think they are probably perennial, or at least hardy to some degree, maybe biannual, something like that. And then what I did before the snow came is I moved a few over to this bed here. So I've got 1, 2, 3. The autumn is a really good time to move things like perennials. Actually it's the best time to move perennials because they kind of go dormant, and so they're not actively growing. So as soon as you see them in the autumn time stop actively growing and you cut them back, that's the best time to move them. So I've moved them to this bed here. So literally just dug them up, whacked them in the ground. They look fine. And then what I did was I cut all my other plants back. So this is like an Acer. Oh no, sorry, it's not an Acer, it's an Aster. And then I've got this little one here, which I cannot remember what that one is. That's my lamb's ear, which I've had to really cut back because it just goes crazy. We've got another foxglove. Look at this. This is even the clematis. The snow hasn't even killed off the clematis completely. How insane is that? But yeah, I've been sort of jiggling things about a little bit, dug everything over, got the weeds out, widened my borders, and then it snowed, so I sort of did a good job. And I want to show you the buddleia as well. A lot of you said that you can cut a buddleia right down to the ground, which I did not know, so I've sort of done it as much as I can. This is a big blooming plant, and this is really thick, and I do not have the right tools to cut it right back, but it was right up in the air and now it's right down there. So hopefully this will make it healthier, and then I'm going to try and keep an eye on it next year and not let it get quite so crazy big. So I'm going to make a couple more of these little bird feeders because they worked so well, and I actually had birds in them eating from them. I think I had 2 robins and they just loved them. I think they look super Christmassy as well. Oh, there it is, super seasonal. They kind of remind me of like Christingles, you know, when you do a Christingle service. But yeah, I love them. They look really pretty hanging in the tree. So I'm going to make another one. So I wouldn't say it's the sort of thing that massively needs a tutorial, but basically you get an orange and chop it in half. Basically I'll do one anyway, is what I'm trying to say. I don't like oranges. I absolutely hate the taste of them. So what I've been doing is taking them out. My family aren't massive orange fans either, to be honest. I'm not sure if anyone can be an orange fan or not, I don't know. I've been taking it out and then leaving it in a bowl for the squirrel. Because I think the squirrel quite likes them. So you just pop the middle out. Why does it never go right when I bleed and film it? There we are. Right, middle's out. Then the squirrel can have that. And what you do is you just poke a few holes. Now the best way to do the holes, if you're wondering how to get it to hang properly, is you do them quite near the top. That one there. And then you do one opposite. Try and make it as opposite as possible. And then to the other side, so like a cross shape. And then what you need to do is you need to get your string, and you need 2 pieces of string the same length if possible. So probably like that much. Oh god. And here goes the opposite side. Oh god. And it just keeps it steady when it's in the tree basically. And then hopefully when we hang all that up together like that, it's going to hang quite, oh god, there, quite evenly, like that. And then you pop it in the tree and you just put some bird seed in it, and that's it. It's quite a nice sort of natural bird feeder. So let's hang him up. All ready to go. And then if you see on this one down here, I noticed when the robin came that you wanted to sit next to it and eat, so I poked in this little I think this is actually a chopstick, but I think you could use a skewer or like a kebab skewer or something, or some kind of stick basically, and then he can sort of perch there, and even when it's moving he's quite steady, so it's quite nice. I quite like them. They're kind of like Christmas decorations in a tree. Just thought I'd show you down here just before Christmas comes. Ha ha ha. Look at these are bulbs coming up, starting to grow. How amazing is that this time of year? I think these are daffodils, and then I have planted a load of tulips in here this year too, so fingers crossed for them coming up. But I did read online that, oh god, falling over, bulbs actually do better when they've had like a really cold period of time. So snow and frost and ice is like perfect. So if you manage to get your bulbs out before it snowed or it got frosty, then apparently they should do better next year. So that's really exciting. So hopefully all of the spring bulbs and tulips and daffodils just look beautiful next spring. If you didn't, there is still time to get it out. You can just whack it out now. You can whack out tulips right to the end of January and they still bloom in time for May. There you go. Such a beautiful day out here today. Like seriously, I cannot get over it. It actually feels like spring, and it's just making me so super excited. I'm actually going to sow some seeds as well, which is just like, oh my gosh, is it March? Is it March? No, it's December. It's like 5 days to Christmas, and here we are sowing seeds. I'm going to sow my broadbeans, and I usually sow my Broadbeans directly into a raised bed, but I haven't got around to mulching the beds yet, and also I just think I'm a little bit too late because I just have a feeling it's going to go cold again, guys. I have a bad feeling. I just have a feeling it's going to go cold again and frosty and possibly even snow. So I've decided to sow them into pots this year and then transplant them out probably end of January, maybe beginning of Feb. And the ones that I'm doing are the Bunny Yards exhibition, which are the ones I did last year basically, and if you've watched my vlogs this year you'll know that they did really well. They just did amazing, so I'm just going to sow the same ones again. So very simply, just going to get some pots. Oh, these were my sweet peas and they never sprouted, nothing ever happened. I wonder what happened to them actually. Let's have a look. Don't know, just didn't work. Can't even find them. Maybe I didn't sow them, I don't know. Anyway, I've got those pots already filled with some nice compost. So just basically going to make a hole like that. I have a feeling that they sort of go sideways. You see that little nodge there? That might be the roots. So I think I might just sow him on his side to be sure, because I'm not sure. If you're ever unsure of which way a seed should be sown, always just put them on their side, because seeds in nature, you know, they don't have humans sort of sowing them for them, so they are quite good at just twisting themselves around and finding the light. Hopefully they'll be ready to sow out soon. If you like my gloves, by the way, I got sent these. I work with Cool Job gloves a lot, and they always send me their new products, which is amazing of them. These are their new winter range. I love the colour, the blue, it's so lovely and stylish. They are gardening gloves, but they're winter gardening gloves, so inside them, oh, and they got the orange around the top as well, which is just so cool. Inside them they are fleece lined, so they kind of feel like wearing a winter glove, but they're obviously gardening glove. This is a size small, and look how bendy and flexible your fingers are. You know, sometimes gloves can feel quite bulky. Oh, these just feel perfect to me, and keep your hands nice and warm. Not that I really need it today, but you know, it is still December, guys, so we have to remember that it is December technically. I'm also going to whack in this, which is a salad leaf called Amaranth Red Army. Oh my gosh, there is an M in it. Yeah, and it's supposed to be like a micro salad or a baby leaf. I'm pretty sure I've sown it before, and it's for all year round. So I thought I'd just stick it into this one here. Now I've got some bulbs in this one, but I think some micro salad on the top will work fine. It's just nice sometimes to use, you know, the space that you've got, and also just to get stuff out as well and get stuff growing. Pots or any kind of soil that sits dormant is just never really a good thing in gardening, so if you can put something in the ground or have something growing, you know, even like green manure, it's really good. So we'll whack some of these out, a layer over the top like that. It's quite wet already, and I think we're due some rain again, so I'm not going to water them just yet. Let's see if we can get some little micro baby salad leaves, which is quite exciting. Oh, I had a delivery. Oh, I completely forgot that I had a delivery from a seed subscription company called Seedcraft, which you know I've gone on and on about. It's really great if you're not entirely sure what you should be sowing when, because everything that is sent to you should be able to be sown pretty sharpish. So let's have a look what they sent me this time. Try not to show my address on camera again. Good times. Right, so you get a little box every month for Seedcraft. I'll leave a link below as usual. If you quote me, Emma's Allotment, then I think you get some money off your first box. So Seedcraft, there it is. Let's see what they've sent. So we've got some strawberries. Oh, strawberries from a seed. I've never even considered growing strawberries from a seed before. Now I've got the seeds. Aubergines, Farmer's Long F1. Exciting. Oh my goodness, I literally don't know what that is. Habanero chocolate. Some kind of chocolate flavoured salad leaf or something, I'm guessing. How exciting, I'm definitely going to sow those. And we've got some chervil. I've never heard of that herb. Some herb, basically. I've never heard of that one before. I should have a little instruction here on what they all are. Oh, it's a pepper. Chocolate habanero. It's a pepper. Of course. Now peppers and chilies need a really long growing period, and so this is something that you usually start in kind of January, February time. I guess maybe you could start these ones in December. Why not? How exciting. Yeah, it says to sow indoors on a windowsill, so I'm definitely going to be doing that. And then strawberries, really exciting. So these are the Alexandria strawberries. How exciting. You can sow them from a seed. Never even considered that before. So there's some more things to be doing in the garden. If you subscribe to Seedcraft, you get some money off your first box, and then you can be sowing all year round without any knowledge. Right, thank you so much for joining me today in my garden for a few little gardening jobs. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog that kind of came out of nowhere, but there we go. Let me know if you want to see any vlogs before the new year, me looking back on my allotment plot, showing you what worked, what didn't. I know some people like that, some people aren't so bothered by it. Otherwise, I'm happy to take a break and come back in January. I'm going to be doing lots and lots of work on my allotment plot then. So I hope that you will join me. Do subscribe to my channel if you are new, and share with a friend, share with someone. It's Christmas, share the love. Somebody who's getting into gardening, let them know about me. That would be such a big help to me. Share it on your Facebook page or wherever you want to. And I will see you again either before the new year or after the new year. Have a wonderful Christmas everyone, and a happy new year. Bye.